Do you feel like you are perpetually falling behind even though you are moving faster than ever? Do you feel like your life is a race but don't remember signing up for it? In video game culture, this behavior has a name. It's called a speedrun. The goal of a speedrun is to reach the end credits as fast as possible. To do this, players ignore the story, they skip the dialogue, they exploit glitches to bypass entire levels, they play what is called an any percent run, where the percentage of the game you actually experience doesn't matter, only the completion time matters. It is an impressive way to play a video game, but recently it has become a terrifying way to live a human life. We have developed a mindset where the destination, the goal, has completely cannibalized the journey. We treat childhood as preparation for school, school as preparation for work, work as preparation for retirement. We are so obsessed with the end credits. Oh, financial independence, status, the dream life, that we view the present moment as an obstacle to be glitched through. You don't just see this in gaming, you see it in hurry sickness, which is a chronic anxiety-driven state of constant rushing, feeling overwhelmed and needing to be productive even when unnecessary, leading to stress, multitasking, impatience, physical symptoms like high blood pressure and difficulty relaxing or focusing. You see it in the way we listen to podcasts at 2 times speed because normal conversations feels too slow. You see it in the way we view sleep as a system error that needs to be patched out so we can be more productive. We are trying to execute a frame-perfect optimization of our existence. But here is the catch. In a video game, when you rush to the end, you get a victory screen and a world record. In life, when you rush to the end, you just reach the end. You don't win. You just hurry toward your own obsolescence. So, if you are tired of running, stay with me. In this video, we are going to deconstruct the game engine of modern life. First, we'll look at the autoscroll, the sociological reason why technology actually leaves us with less time, not more. Then, we'll examine the social clock, the invisible checkpoints that make you feel like a failure if you aren't married or promoted by a certain age. And finally, we will look at the solution, how to stop the run and start playing the side quests. We often blame ourselves for this feeling of being rushed. We tell ourselves, if I just manage my time better or if I woke up at 5 a.m., I wouldn't feel this way. But I want to introduce you to a German sociologist called Hartmut Rosa. He argues that this isn't a you problem, it's a structural problem. He calls it social acceleration. Think of it like the auto-scroll levels in older Mario games. In those levels, the screen moves forward automatically. The pace isn't dictated by you, the player, it is dictated by the code of the game itself. If you stop moving for a second to rest, the edge of the screen catches you and you die. Modern society has become an auto-scrolling level. Now this leads to a baffling contradiction. Rosa calls it the time famine. Logically, technology was supposed to liberate us. A washing machine washes clothes faster than hand scrubbing. An email is faster than a letter. A car is faster than a horse. Theoretically, we should be drowning in free time. So, where did it go? The answer lies in something called the Jevons paradox of time. The paradox is this: when you increase the efficiency of a resource, you don't use less of it, you use it more. Look at communication. In the 1800s, writing a letter took hours because it was expensive in time. You only wrote one occasionally. Today, sending an email takes seconds. It is cheap. But because it is cheap, we don't just write one email and enjoy our free afternoon. We write 50 emails. The efficiency of the tool led to an explosion in the expectation of the task. Because you can reply instantly, You are expected to reply instantly. We aren't doing the same amount of work in less time. We are cramming more work into the same amount of time. This creates the final and perhaps most exhausting state, frenetic standstill. It is the feeling of running on a treadmill. In the modern economy, standing still isn't an option. Skills that were valuable 5 years ago are obsolete today. Careers that existed a decade ago are gone. To just keep your current spot, to keep your job, your status, your relevance, you have to constantly upgrade, relearn, and accelerate. Sociologists call this dynamic stabilization. You are running faster and faster, not to get ahead, but just to stay in the same place. So, the speedrunner mindset isn't you being crazy. It is a rational adaptation to a game engine that is rigged to move faster than human hardware can handle. So, we know the game engine is speeding up, but that's not the thing pressuring us. In a speedrun, you have something called splits. These are specific times you need to hit to stay on a pace for a world record. If you aren't at the castle by the 15-minute mark, the run is dead. You might as well reset. In real life, sociologists call these splits the social clock. This theory was proposed by Bernice Newgarden in the 1960s. She argued that every culture has a strict timetable for when major life events should happen. For example, graduate by 22, get a real job by 25, get married by 28, buy a house by 32. Newgarden distinguished between being on time and off time. If you hit the milestone on time, you feel safe, you feel competent. But if you are off time, if you are 29 still figuring out your career or 35 single, you experience social clock lag. You feel a deep internal anxiety that you have failed the level. The problem is, we treat these milestones like pass-fail conditions. We think if I don't hit this split, my run is over. This leads to a phenomenon gamers know as soft lock. A soft lock happens when the game hasn't frozen, but you are stuck in a position where progress is impossible. In psychology, this is the quarter-life crisis. It usually hits between 25 and 33. You tried to play the glitchless category. You followed the rules, you got the degree, you got the entry-level job, but then nothing happened. The economy has changed. The glitchless route that worked for your parents, buy a house on one income, stay at one job for 40 years, doesn't work anymore. So you get stuck in analysis paralysis. You feel trapped in a career you don't like, but you're too terrified to switch paths because that would mean losing time. You are staring at the timer, terrified that you are falling behind on the splits. And the tragedy is, in a video game, if you soft lock, you can just press reset. In life, there is no reset button. There is only the realizing that you might be playing the wrong game entirely. So, how does this speedrunning affect your brain chemistry? Clinically, this behavior is known as hurry sickness. It was coined by the cardiologists Meyer Friedman and Ray Rosenman to describe people who are in a continuous struggle to accomplish more and more things in less and less time. You can spot a life speedrunner by a specific glitch called input buffering. In a fighting game, input buffering is when you press the buttons for the next combo before the current animation has even finished. You are trying to queue up the next move to ensure zero wasted frames. In real life, this looks like a polyphasic activity. It's eating lunch while driving. It's listening to a podcast at 2x speed while answering emails. It's planning your response in a conversation while the other person is still talking. you are never where you are. You are always buffering the next segment of the run. Psychologist Michael Apter explains why this makes us miserable with something called reversal theory. He argues that a human experience has two distinct modes, the telic state and the paratelic state. The telic state is serious, it is goal-oriented. In this mode, the activity you are doing is just a means to an end. The goal is essential, the journey is an obstacle. This is the speedrun. The paratelic state is playful. In this mode, the activity is the goal. You are doing it just to do it. This is the side quest. Here is the tragedy of the modern mind. We have become telic dominant. We have forgotten how to switch gears. When you are in a telic serious state, high energy feels like anxiety. But when you are in a paratelic playful state, that same energy feels like excitement, because we treat our whole lives as a speedrun, viewing sleep, hobbies, and downtime as inefficiencies. We are locked in the telic mode. We take the thrill of being alive and we transmute it into stress. We are technically playing the game, but we have lost the ability to have fun playing it. So, how do we stop the run? How do we de-gamify this existential dread? The solution I found is simple, but I'm going to be honest with you. It is incredibly hard to accept. It requires you to go against every instinct the modern world has drilled into you. The philosopher Alan Watts offered the most potent counter-arguments to the speedrun. He famously said that we have confused life with a journey, a straight line from point A to point B. But life isn't a journey. It's like music. It's like a dance. The point of a symphony isn't to race to the final crashing chord. If it were, the best conductors would be the ones who played the fastest. You don't go to a concert just to hear the end. You go to hear the music while it's playing. We need to embrace the philosophy of the side quest. In a speedrun, a detour is a failure. It's a time loss. But in an RPG, the side quest is often where you find the deepest lore, the best items, and the most memorable characters. We need to stop engaging in inspective exploration, looking for answers, and start engaging in diversive exploration, looking for joy. And this is the part that demands trust. The ancient Taoists called this wu-wei, or effortless action. The speedrunner believes that if they stop grinding, if they stop forcing the results through friction, their life will fall apart. They believe they are the only thing holding the sky up. Wu-wei asks you to trust that you can float. It asks you to stop thrashing upstream against the current and trust the flow of the river. It is terrifying to put down the controller. It is terrifying to step off the treadmill of dynamic stabilization and realize the world won't end if you mess up the timing. But here's the truth. There is no leaderboard. The any percent run is a hollow victory. You will reach the end credits eventually. That is guaranteed. The only winning condition in this game is the richness of the playthrough, not the speed of the completion. So dare to be the player who lingers in the village. Dare to be the explorer who reads the lore. Don't be the speedrunner who hurries toward their own obsolescence. Be the world builder who creates a life worth staying in. And if you want to explore more side quests with me, you know where to subscribe. See you in the next level.